That's a game time decision thing. Hey, everybody, with Picks and Parlays. I'm Detroit Lenny. That's Tim Earl over there. And we're going to talk some shooting hoops here, talking just NBA all the time, all day, all night, all that. How we doing, Tim? Tim, cheer up. I know it's a little close with your last Woodies. Just a preference, guys, in the chat. Everybody's watching. First of all, hit the like button. Secondly, Knicks down to just him and Tony Cobbs, the GOAT, in the last Woody standing. And he's got the over 215.5 in this Pacers Raptors game, and it's not looking great. But there's a lot of time left, Tim. So
current live line on that one is 203.5. So yeah,
it's going the wrong way, Tim.
Yes, it is.
But there's still some time left. We're still we're halfway through the third.
Yeah, I need
a little more
overtime.
than half.
Okay, so overtime.
A little bit, yeah. So overtime, money in the bank. So stay positive, Tim. Good vibes only, bro. Good vibes only.
Oh God.
So if you're in the chat, tell Tim good vibes. We would appreciate all that. How's everything else going besides your last Woody standing? I know it's been so long since the last time I talked to you during game time decision. But
I know, right? I know. Everything else looks fine. Wizards, I have them plus 4.5. They're up 10. 11. I have Miami plus 4.5. They're up 6. Atlanta is a little bit questionable. They're down 1. And I have the under in that Laker game, and for whatever reason, 72-52. Not even halftime yet in that game, so that one's probably a loser as well. But jeez, it's
So who's going off for the Lakers? Because Westbrook only has 7 points. Let me check that out. Live reactions.
Yeah, Davis has 15.
Anthony Davis
9. Carmelo Anthony 10. Their bench has 10, 4, 7, 7, and 2. So they're just
got 7 already. Yeah. All right.
But I will say I'm a little bit more optimistic in that game because it's a 18-point game. I could definitely see certain players like Westbrook and I see the big guns getting pulled early.
Anthony Davis for sure.
Yeah, I could see most of them probably not playing that fourth quarter, so I can really see that one, the line really start to dip there. But we'll see with that one.
We'll see there. Tom over here to Sox Bulls Bears says, "What's up, guys? Your last Woody Stadium looks better than my 2.5 over the Blackhawks, or minus 2.5 on the Blackhawks. You got to take the shots. You got to take them shots. Listen, the Blackhawks, empty netter, bro. Aren't they in the lead right now? I know this is NBA. This is
we're not supposed to talk about hockey during our show.
I know, but I'm so excited about hockey. It's 2-1. You got some time left on that game. So it's not the end of the world there. So you guys, all your negative energy, Sox Bulls Bear, Tim, all you guys, let's go. Oh yeah, I took the money line on the Bucks down 20 plus 245. Talking about shots.
We'll see with that one.
Let's get right into it, though. Let's talk some NBA. One thing, since we did talk about sitting some players in that Laker game for sure, any serious, I mean, it's been about a little over a week for the NBA. Any serious injury concerns you have after week 1 or so of the NBA that we should be aware of? Anything stand out to you, or just some stuff of, anybody like banged up kind of thing,
I mean, 3 games in, LeBron James or 5 games in now for the Lakers. LeBron's already missed 2. Laker fans probably turn on an alarm or something. But that one's really the only big deal. I know Jokic went out in yesterday's game against the Jazz in the second quarter. Right knee contusion. He should be fine. But other than that, you still have Kawhi, who has no timetable. Jamal Murray, who has no timetable. But not really anything crazy still going on in terms of injuries. So we'll see how that goes. But I don't really see much to start off the year. It's still early. There's still plenty of time for load management and all that garbage. So we'll see.
Fair enough. What about surprises? Any surprises so far in some undefeated teams, some basement dwellers? Anything that's out of the ordinary that we didn't talk about that you think maybe we ought to look at fading or following these teams?
Charlotte is probably a little bit of a surprise to me right now. That the fact that they're 3-1 to start off. I know it's still early. We're going to clarify that it's still early.
Tread lightly, still early, all that stuff.
Yeah, I think Charlotte's a little bit of a surprise to me. The fact that Washington's 2-1, probably could be 3-1 after tonight's a little bit surprising. They lost Westbrook, and they're playing better than the Lakers. Miami 3-1, possibly after tonight. I expected them to be good, especially with Kyle Lowry coming onto the team.
Right.
I still, some of the Western Conference teams, a little bit. I can't really say they're surprised, but Memphis has been playing overall solid. Yeah, they lost to the Lakers, but they were a Ja Morant free throw away from sending it into overtime. So
yeah,
that one they lost close, but not really too concerned there. I'm a little bit surprised on how slow the Phoenix Suns have started the season. Their only win was against the Lakers, so can't really do much with that one. Not surprised the Lakers suck to start off, even though they're going to be 3-2 after tonight.
Right.
Utah undefeated. I did not expect Golden State to start off undefeated. I will say that. And Chicago's undefeated to start off the year. That's a little bit of that was a little bit surprising too, but nothing like out of the ordinary crazy. Philly and Brooklyn off to slow starts. Toronto expected to be bad.
Right.
Nothing really. I guess what
nothing
we can
jumps
mention
off the page at you.
Cleveland's a little bit better than I expected them for the start. They beat both Atlanta and the Nuggets as at least 7-point dogs or more in those two games. Now they go up against the Clippers. I almost put a bet on them tonight. I almost did. But I chose to stay off that game. I don't know. We'll see with those and go from there.
That's fair. And my mouse is dying. Carl also says, yeah, Monday night I took the over. It was a very bad bet. It still hurts. Sometimes you make a bad bet. It happens. We can't win them all, or everybody would be doing it. Talk to me about this subject, and it's been brought up a little bit on Game Time here and there and everywhere, all over the place. Taking your lines early, betting your lines early, night before, days before, a couple of days if you can get them. NBA, you can't get that, but the night before. So talk to me about NBA lines, particularly betting them early. Your thoughts? Is it situational? Yes. Is it just constant yes? Is it a wait and see? What do you like? I know it's always going to be situational. That's that's a dumb question, but is it more situational, or you're just always hammering the early lines when you like them?
Me personally, so the lines come out anywhere from 3 to 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Like I bet tomorrow's games at 3:00 today before any of the games started. Those are what we like to call the virgin lines. Nobody's touched them yet. They have not moved. And with doing that, yes, it's going to be a little bit difficult because you do run the risk of grabbing a bad line, but you also run the risk or you have the chance to grab a really good line. For instance, for yesterday's games, the Spurs, I love this example past day. The Spurs were 5.5-point dogs to start off that game.
Right.
And then that's why I got the line. And then by LeBron James got ruled out, and it dropped to a 1. It dropped even before LeBron James got ruled out. It dropped down to a 3.5. And then when LeBron James was out, the Spurs became favorites in that game. And now they became like a 1-point favorite.
Totally flip-flop.
That's a 6.5-point line movement just because of one player. And that's huge, yes. And because I got the 5.5, that is the only Spurs bet that won that night.
Okay.
So that beats it early. And then I had another one of those really good plays, the early line plays yesterday. I got the Dallas Mavericks game with them and Houston under the 223. The line got down to 220 before the game started. The 220 lost. The 223.5 cashed. So I cashed that play as well on an early line. And so you do have the chance to have a really good line. At the same time, for this Raptors game, I got 220. and it went down to a 214.5 by game time. Very, very concerning. And I'm obviously looking at it now, I'm on the wrong side. It happens, but more times than not, if you read the game right, the line will move in your favor.
So okay, question. Now we're on this subject. I'm going to play devil's advocate here. And because I don't bet a lot of NBA. I love the NBA. I love watching the NBA. I love talking the NBA, but I really don't bet a lot of the NBA because I'm deathly scared of the injury report and load management. For example, I'm deathly scared of being on the wrong side of that early line than I am being on the right side of that early line. And I know it's going to be depending on the game and all that. How do you really pick out a team? I mean, are there certain teams that load manage more than others? I know that seems like a obvious question, but like, is there more of a trend on teams? Like, I mean, I know the Lakers are heavily on veteran players. I would expect them to load manage more as the season goes on, as opposed to a Pistons team who's built young. I don't expect that as much as load management, but how do you judge that, I guess is what I'm asking.
Yeah, it's more of if the team is a little bit older, like the Lakers, or have injury-prone players, that's cause for a little bit of concern. But overall, at the end of the day, I like my play. If you like a play in the beginning and you like it, you grab it. Because if you read the game right, the line's going to move in your favor. Yes, you do run the risk of, LeBron James is out tonight. Darn, I had the whatever. If you're trying to bet it off of players and not numbers, that's when you start really screwing yourself over. It's all about the numbers. And if you have a line a certain way, if you see this game going a certain way, stick with it.
So you're very number-driven.
Yes, I'm 100% number-driven. Yes, I can look at the players. Oh, there's injury here, there, and that, and that's why the lines are moving. I honestly don't care who's playing in the game. I look at the line. I see, the Knicks are 2-point favorites in this game, but I have them as 6-point favorites or whatever in my line. I see a little bit of value there. I'm betting the Knicks. But now, obviously, you have to run the risk of, Julius Randle's out that game, and now they're all of a sudden dogs or whatever. It happens. And that's all a part of basketball. That's why a lot of people don't like betting it. Right. I am fine taking that risk because in the end, I will get rewarded more than it will hurt me. Because I know I will beat more line movements as I go through on the season than I will lose. But
it's the long game for you.
Yeah, at the end of the day,
I mean, we're playing the
odds.
It's
all about long term, Yeah,
and if you do that more times than not over the season, you're looking to come ahead. Yeah. I have been Sox, Bulls, Bears brings up a good point, and that's how just kind of, and I'm a little bit more old school. That's how I was. Me and Tim joked about this whole internet betting, the app betting, and stuff like that. Until COVID came along, I wasn't really one to do that. I live in Las Vegas. I can drive 2 minutes down the street to the casino and place a bet. You know what I mean? So, but he brings up a point here. I have a hard time betting lines early. I'm going to try NBA, but stay away from high-profile player teams. So them sitting does not hurt me. I always thought to bet the lines about 30 minutes to an hour before each game. And I guess that does it kind of meshes everybody's point is you could bet them early, but maybe stay away from some of those high-profile teams that you risk that chance of a team like the Lakers. And I only use them because everybody knows the Lakers and knows they're a veteran team. They could very well sit a couple starters a night for load management. So, Stimmy says, in the NBA, I never bet early because you never know with the lineups until tip-off. True.
That's fair.
But if you can get ahead of a line is what Tim's saying.
Yeah, if you can get ahead of a line. Obviously, if there's a concern for an injury, don't bet the game. If you're honestly concerned about injuries and with that, lay off the game. You don't have to bet it. Just because it's on the slate, you do not have to bet it. If you're concerned about a lineup change, if you're concerned about any players being out, a low advantage, don't bet the game. If you're
you don't
really
have to.
concerned about that, because at the end of the day, with sports betting, it's all about numbers. Honestly, it could be the names on the court could be A, B, C, D, E. I don't care. At the end of the day, if I feel like a team should be a line should be a certain way and it's not, I'm betting where I think the line should be. So at the end of the day, it's all about numbers for me. I'm not concerned. I don't concern myself with this player's out. This player's out. Now, if that happens and the line moves in my favor, cool. And if it doesn't and the line moves away from me, I lose bets. Even the best bettors are going to lose 40% of their bets. So
you can't win them all.
That's why I feel like with the early betting, it works out in my favor because yes, I may lose some bets because line movement and I missed the bet. I missed a good line, but as I pointed out a couple of times, I've already won a couple of bets this year that I bet the day before that ended up working out in my favor because of that line movement. Right. So at the end of the day, it's just know your numbers.
Right. And at the end, and to be fair, not everybody is doing the work that Tim Earl does. I will say this: I work with this guy 7 days a week, 5 days. We talk all the time. Me and his brother, these two guys, him and his brother, put more time into educating themselves on the numbers than I've ever experienced. I don't do that. I admit that. I could do it more. I feel like sometimes they overanalyze stuff, but that's stuff that everybody's going to do that. Sometimes I think they dive too deep into it. Sometimes I don't think I dive enough into it. You got to find your happy medium. For Tim, it's the numbers. He's the Rain Man of the NBA, okay? Everybody said, he's just, no, over. You know what I mean? It just happens, okay? And that's how Nick is with the NHL and stuff like that. So I think it's important that if you are, first of all, it's early in the NBA, and we can't preach enough, tread lightly. So you kind of got to get your rhythm. And I think that's how that works with every sport. Find your rhythm. If it's betting them early, bet them early. If it's holding off, hold off. Trust me, my strategy right now will not be the same in 2 months.
No.
Mine won't because I'm going to... His will, and that's what I was getting at. His will because it's just numbers. Mine won't because I'm more trendy, more... who's hot, who's not. I'm going to wait for every Wednesday for Tim to tell me who's the next, watch this team for the next week. That's what I'm going to do. I handicap our handicappers. Tim reads numbers. Some people read the comic books. Tim's still reading numbers. The Rain Man of the NBA. That's all. That's your new name, bro.
That works. And then we said tread lightly, but I still have 42 games already bet this year in NBA for the first week.
I saw that on Picks Parlays leaderboard, and I'm looking at stats, and I'm like, has there even been that many games played? And I'm like, I thought, wait, is this last year's?
I love looking through it because if we go and look at just real quick the leaderboard on Picks and Parlays, Parsons Insider's Room 9-0, Ben Burns has bet 8 games, PMP has bet 7. Brian has bet 9. I bet 42, 6, 7, 9. So, but the big thing is me and Nick are volume bettors.
Yes, I say that all the time.
Everybody has their different strategies on how to approach different slates. Some people will be like, I have this one game that I really like that I'm putting a lot of money on. Or I'll put whatever your unit size is.
Right.
I don't do that. I go and I'll be like, well, my unit size is blank. I like 7 games out of these 11. Like today, there's 10 games, and I like 7 games, 7 plays.
So you bet 7 units.
Yeah,
you put a unit on each one of them, right? That means what you're saying.
I don't have games that I bet I'll bet even amounts on every single game. Just because that's just my approach to it. Because I view all the games as I like them all the same, pretty much. Even though we do have our best bets, it's the one that I feel like has the most value. But at the same time,
fair enough.
I'm a volume bettor, and I bet a lot of games. And I wouldn't be surprised at the end of the NBA year on Picks and Parlays, we'll see that I bet 400 and something games or 500 something games just because I'm a volume bettor. That's how I roll. I'll have some days that I'll have 7 games and I'll go 1-6, or I'll have some days that I'll have like 8 games. I'll go 7-1. I'm a volume bettor, so I know that my ranking is going to go up and down like crazy.
It's a roller
just
coaster.
How I bet. It's just that's how I always bet is if I like a game, I'm going to bet it.
But
it's
that's
not
handicapping.
Like I'm not going to bet a crazy amount on each game just because why not? I'm going to bet my normal unit size on each game, and I'm going to bet whatever games I like, whatever games I see value on.
And that's fair. I mean, to each their own and whatever, but like the volume betting, I know you guys do that, and I know, and let's be honest, handicapping, it's a roller coaster. If you got in this for quick money, you're in the wrong business. This is not a quick money game. This is the long game. You know, we're not talking about what's the stats or whatever for week 1 when there's, 17 weeks of football or however many weeks of the NBA. Like, I don't care what you are after week 1. Talk to me at the end of the season. You know what I mean? That's what really matters at the end of the day. Stimmy is sweating these money line sprinkles, by the way, on the Wizards and the Timberwolves. Got them on the spreads, too.
You're not really sweating the Timberwolves. They're up 8 at halftime. I was going to say,
they're up by like 10.
Washington is down 1 at the end of 3, but they're still close. And that game is a high-scoring game, so you're going to see it going back and forth. I'm not worried about that one. I have the Wizards plus 4.5.
I did like that. I saw you mentioned something like that about that earlier, I believe. What's up, Detroit? What's up, Tim? Already hit the like button. Richie P, we already know you did, bro. We knew it before we even started. We appreciate you guys, though, stopping in, saying hi, hitting the like button, all that. So Tim's going to give you a couple picks already on some early lines for tomorrow. We're going to go over the Knicks and the Bulls. Bulls -2. Quick take, what you like?
Yeah. I know we mentioned this Bulls team that it was kind of a little bit
sneaky good.
Yeah, they haven't really to be honest, they haven't really played much this year.
I was gonna say half their games have been against the Pistons.
Not to throw your Pistons underneath the bus.
Props to Tim on the throwback logo too. By the way, props on the throwback logo.
They played Detroit twice, fine. They played the Pelicans, who are 1-3 to start off the year. And they played Toronto, who have not been good either, who are, I think, 1-3. But they're going to be 2-3 after tonight. But I like the Bulls in this game, though. I was kind of
sneaky good team
and seeing if they're. Yeah, I wasn't sure whether or not they're going to be a good team this year. And they've proved that they have been so far. I'm on the Bulls money line. I got it at 130. I just didn't lay the 2 points for this one. I think it's going to be a close game. The Knicks these are the top 2 teams in the East right now, the Bulls and the Knicks. And, it is still early in the season, 4-0 and 3-1.
Right.
And the only Knicks loss was an ugly one to Orlando. But I feel like the Bulls come out in this game. They play well at home, and I think they get the job done. I just think that this Bulls team has the potential to run with the best in the East, like the Atlanta Hawks, the Milwaukee Bucks, and even the New York Knicks.
Fair enough. Speaking of another team, let's talk about the Atlanta Hawks at the Washington Wizards. Hawks -1.5. This is going to be a close game. I think closer than people are giving. Give me the Wizards at home plus points. Any points. Personally. You're going to tell me I'm wrong. You're the NBA guy. I'm just the guy that, I don't know. I like the Pistons.
I got my Pistons shirt on today, but I'm on the Hawks tomorrow. I'm going to be really high on this team throughout the year. They now have a 7-point lead going into the fourth quarter, so that's kind of nice. Unfortunately, my choices for my last Woodie standing pick were either Atlanta -6 or the over in the Toronto game, and I chose the over in the Toronto game. But it's whatever. I think that Atlanta gets the job done. Both teams are coming into this game on a second leg of a back-to-back, so keep that in mind. And Atlanta is on the road. But I just think Atlanta is the better team in this situation. Yes, Washington's been playing really well to start off the year, but so is Atlanta. So is Atlanta. Atlanta's only loss was to a Cleveland team that I really...
It's surprisingly good.
Yeah, they're surprisingly good.
Not surprisingly good. Started off surprisingly good.
They're covering games. They're covering games.
Let's say that.
Which is crazy. And they're winning straight out as 7 to 8 point dogs, which is kind of crazy to think of. But I'm on the Hawks in this game. I think they get the job done. I think they could possibly win this one by 8 to 10 points and come out with a win in this game. So I'm on the Atlanta Hawks. That's another one of the teams that I'm high on.
Okay. And that's fair. Let's see here. I'm going to jump back over to that chat. Right here, Magneto says, I know this isn't football talk, but I got to say it. Detroit Lions get their first win against Philly on Sunday. No, they don't. Listen, I hope they do.
This is the perfect spot for them.
I know this is a perfect spot for it to happen, but
are they?
Look, I got futures on the under 4.5 wins, under 3 wins.
I like that.
So I got futures on those two.
For you, I like that.
Yeah. So look, whatever, bro. It is what it is. At this point,
they are home.
Only 3.5 point favorites at home. Maybe 4. Might even went up to 4. I saw them at 3.5 earlier today. I like football teasers. I know we're gonna get on football tangent. I like football teasers, and I wouldn't tease them up over 10 because they could just win by 10, or they could get blown out 30-0, and nobody would be surprised. That's why I stay away.
Yeah, I really haven't looked at NFL all that close just yet, so I don't really have any input on this game yet.
Fair enough. Hi, awesome people. Hi, CSN. Yep. Game time decision part 2. No, we're not talking anything but the NBA. So, wrong. It's Shootin' hoops. In your face. I don't know why I said that. But, yeah. Little housekeeping, by the way. If you have not already, you should be a member of the Morning Wooks Facebook group page. Facebook.com/groups/Morning Picks. Tons of free content. Tim and his brother Nick are always up on that. Tons of free content on Picks and Parlays from these guys. So I think that's going to wrap it up for us. Some sneaky good team alert. Give me a sneaky good team so far this week.
I actually got a couple of those sneaky good teams that a lot of people,
good team. It's my new favorite term, sneaky good team.
That people might not see as sneaky good teams, but teams that I think will cover a lot and teams that I think will win. Washington is one of those teams, even though I'm betting against them tomorrow. I think Washington's a sneaky good team. My favorite for this one, the Memphis Grizzlies. I love
You're so on Ja Morant.
I'm on freaking Ja Morant.
For the record, leading the NBA in points, average points per game. I think it's 34, 35. It's mid-30s, low 30s, something like that. So he's leading the league already in points. So
3 games in, but
right, he's already the favorite for the MVP. So good bet there.
40-1. I don't mind it.
Right. What do you think about the Grizzlies players?
Over.
Like that?
Over. Grizzlies. Just to give you an idea of how their offense has been this year, 123.3 points a game. I know it's only 3 games in.
Right.
Number 1 in the NBA to start off. Ja Morant has been fantastic. And I know a lot of people are going to see how the Blazers played last game, and they got absolutely demolished. Statistically, you're not going to see Damian Lillard shoot 4 for 15 and 0 for 8 from 3 tonight.
No.
You're going to see him hit his shots. I'll call both Ja Morant and Damian Lillard will have 30-plus points tonight. There you go. That's my bold player prop play. I'm on the over in this game, so I just really like points. Points. I think it's going to be a solid one for him today. I really like that one to go way over.
Fair enough. Magneto also says, I know Ja Morant is feeling some type of way about missing that free throw to lose that game against the Lakers. I can only imagine. He's feeling all kinds of something. So that's going to wrap it up, though, for us. We appreciate you guys stopping by. Every Wednesday, we're here shooting hoops, 6 o'clock Pacific time, 9 o'clock Eastern time. Next week, Tim's going to break out another retro T-shirt from a logo from a team you guys you can't even imagine right now.
Oh, hold on.
I'm just saying it. I'm going to throw it out there. That's what he's going to do. By the way, side note, Nick Earl, in case you're watching, Wings are going into overtime. Puck line. Ooh,
There you go.
the
I'll pull that one
Wildcats.
out. I'll pull that one out.
Break it out next week.
Oh,
all right, guys.
Nick's got a Toon Squad jersey, so
I know.
we got some stuff.
Got some stuff. All right, guys. That's going to do it for us. Tune in next week. Like I said, next week, 9 o'clock Eastern, Wednesday, 6 o'clock Pacific time. Shooting hoops, all NBA, all night long. Appreciate it. Good luck on all your bets, everybody. That's going to do it for us. Take care.
Magneto, Morant, 100%.
Oh, wait. Who's more like
Morant?
Oh, absolutely.
100%.
Absolutely.